Hey, good morning, guys. Brenda Hillard here at createwithbrenda.com. I've got my flannel shirt on this morning. It is still chilly, but they're saying there is a warm-up coming for this afternoon, so pretty excited about that. You can see like over here, I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. That's exciting because my mystery stamp is coming up this Wednesday at 7 p.m. and I hope you can join me. It's a free virtual event via Zoom, and you can get all of the details on my newsletter at createwithbrenda.com. So, crazy. It's been busy. It's all good. Here we are into February. This is our first Coffee and Create for February. And I have not been live for 2 Saturdays in a row due to I went to a Good Morning Kay's Cards. How are you, Karen? Good morning, Beth. Yay, I've got people hopping on. So anyway, yeah, 2 weekends ago, the 21st, I was in Alexandria at a leaders group. Good morning, Robin and Nancy. And then last Saturday, my team member Sandy Mintz and I hosted our spring retreat. And so I again was pre-recorded. But today, ta-da, I'm live and I'm freezing and I have my flannel and I have, of course, my coffee. And I had to use my Beatles Love mug. My husband and I, several years ago for Valentine's Day, went out to Las Vegas and got to see the Cirque du Soleil Love at the Mirage. It was really fun. Still lots of good memories from that trip. So, Hot Coffee Saturday. I know, I almost feel like I should rename it, Karen, to Hot Coffee Saturday. But anyway, so we're into a new month. New February host code is right up here. Please use that when ordering if your order is under $150. If your order is $150 or above, don't use that because you'll earn your own stamping rewards, and you'll still receive my host gift and a homemade card from me for ordering or shopping with me. So you sure should. I like it. All right, that's Karen saying I sure should name it Hot Coffee Saturday. I think it should be Hot Cards and Coffee. How about that? Yeah. All right, let's flip down and I'll show you what I've got for us this week. Just a reminder, it is still Sale-a-Bration. There were new items new items added to the selection for free items. So be sure to go to my newsletter, my website, or my shopping link and check out the new things that you can pick with every $50 increment in product purchase. All right, so today I want to show you what I'm going to be using. It's found on page, well, I guess I just marked the bundle. Let's go to the actual page in the catalog, which is 16. And it's this beautiful, it's actually a suite of products called the Fancy Flora. But what I'm going to be using today is the stamp set. So I'm going to be using the Two-Tone Flora. And then I'm also going to be using the sentiments I'm going to be using this one and this one from the Something Fancy stamp set. So the whole suite can be found on page 14, but the stamp sets or the bundles, if you do get Something Fancy, get the bundle. You're going to love all of the tag or the label dies, I guess I'd call them. All right, so that's what we're going to be using. And I told you it's still Sale-a-Bration. We only have 24 more days. So check it out if you haven't already. Here is what I've got going on. The Two-Tone Flora. This is a 2-step stamp, meaning these solid stamps you stamp in a lighter color, And then these detailed line stamps, you stamp in a darker color. And I'll be demonstrating that today. Here are the dies that go with the bundles, so you can cut out all of the flowers, and you can cut out this leafy stem and then this as well. And then this little bunch of flowers, that's what this die right here is for, okay? And then, of course, like I said, I'm using the sentiments from Something Fancy. And that set looks like this. I am always going to buy a stamp set if it has the printed and then the script font. I love when those are mixed together. So, all right, I told you in the description of today's live that we would be going with I switched it up to Coffee and Create with Brenda. Boy, I had my other logo up there. I told you I'd be doing a technique, an oldie but a goodie, and it's the triple time or triple stamp. I don't know. Some people call it triple time, some people call it triple stamp, and there's all different sizes you can use. And I'll show you how you can calculate those here in just a minute, okay? All right. So for this technique, because my stamps are photopolymer, meaning they're the see-through stamps, I need to use my piercing mat for sure, because you'll see in just a minute why. I'm just going to bring in my stamps. The sentiments I'm using are on the cling. They're the red rubber, so not as important for the stamp pad. The color combination I'm going to use it's kind of a strange one, but it uses a lot of in colors. 4 out of the 5 colors are in colors. So Parakeet Party, Orchid Oasis, Tahitian Tide, Pale Papaya, and then I added Calypso Coral from the Subtles collection. Okay. You're gonna need some mini glue dots or some low tack tape. And then here are our pieces. So I have just our regular medium envelope. I have our card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So we're just going to match up our edges, do a good crease on our card. Then with the Orchid Oasis, you'll have a piece that measures 4 1/4 by 2.5 and another piece that measures 3.5 by 2 3/4 inches. And again, I will have all these measurements in the description on the YouTube video, okay? All right, and I'll post the link to the video. Once it's uploaded, I'll add it to the Facebook post for today. With basic white, I have a piece that measures 5 1/4 by 4. I have another piece that's 3 3/4 by 5, and this is the insert for our card. I'm just going to move that off to the side so I don't end up stamping it. I have another piece that measures 4 inches by 2 inches, and then another piece that's 3 1/4 by 2.5. All right. And if you aren't a YouTube person or you aren't a Facebook person, well, if you aren't Facebook, you aren't going to be here, but I will post this to my blog at createwithbrenda.com too. All right, so here's how we go about this thing. Remember I told you I'm going to show you how to measure these up. Whatever you cut these 2 layers at, you're going to want to cut these 1/4 inch bigger so that you get the mat, okay? So if you want to change up this layout with different size pieces, you can do that. But just remember that the colored layers are 1/4 inch bigger than your basic white or very vanilla layer, okay? So let's bring in our glue dots. And how are we doing on comments? We're doing well. I can see. I wonder, I got so into starting this whole thing, I didn't even make sure that that I had come up live, but I am pretty sure that it's posting. Yeah, it is. All right, so I'm going to take my mini glue dots and I'm going to add, oops, I got one on my nail. I'm going to add mini glue dots to the back of these, okay? And you're like, what? But we're going to be lifting them when we're done. And it's okay if it rips the paper a little bit because we'll be covering it up. So is what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this layer and I'm just going to set it down on here so that we have equal borders, top, side, and bottom. Just, you know, as close as you can. They don't have to be perfect. Then I'm going to layer this one, same thing, so that I've got equal border here and then up against the edge of that first layer. So I think you can kind of see how those are stuck now to each other with the mini glue dots, okay? All right, let's start stamping. This is where the magic happens with this technique. So the first color I'm going to bring in is Tahitian Tide. And I'm going to take the solid image from the Two-Tone Flora, ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp on all three of these. And it's okay that we get that little halo. I'm going to zoom in just a bit so you can see better. There we go. And if I forget to zoom back out later, please just remind me. All right, I'm going to ink up again. I'm going to do another one right up here. Okay, and that's okay. Those halos are going to be just fine. I'm going to put another one down here. But like I said, you really do want to make sure that you have your piercing mat or a foam mat of some sort underneath your layer, because otherwise it's going to give you like too big of a halo, and you don't want that. I'm going to leave this out because while we're doing this process, I want to do one on the corner of my envelope, and I want to do one on the insert for the inside of our card, okay? All right, set that one off to the side. And I guess before I go much further, I'm gonna stamp my sentiment on here too, because then that way I know that I'm leaving room for it, okay? So I'm just gonna stamp my sentiment, just like that. So yesterday, you guys, I did a stamping event in Brainerd for, I shouldn't say event, I did a Valentine party at the assisted living, and the people really did have fun there. But one of my friends came to help me. Now that's a true friend, right? In 30 below weather, she came to help me. And I had mounted the Happy Valentine's Day on a diagonal like this. And she's like, why do you do that? The reason I do that is I 99% of the time can get a straight sentiment by doing that. If I put it on, let's see if I can do this without getting ink all over me. If I put it on this way, when I'm lining it up, I'm always looking at the edge of my block, and then I get my sentiment, it feels like crooked most of the time. So if I put it on corner to corner, I have a better chance at getting my sentiments straight. You should give it a try. I know it seems odd, but check it out, because it does really help, or it helps me at least. Okay, so next we're gonna close up our ink here, and I'm going to bring in the Orchid Oasis. This color is so pretty. All right, I'm glad that that's sticking around for one more year. All right, I'm inking up the detail stamp, and now I'm just going to stamp on these flowers. Isn't that a pretty, pretty outline? Stamp. And then the last one here. Okay, so there we have it. And like I said, those little white halos we're getting there, that's gonna be okay. I'm gonna bring in our insert, because we'll do the same to that. Isn't it pretty? And then our envelope. I always figure while I have the ink out, I might as well stamp everything that needs that color, right? All right, done with the Orchid Oasis. We'll bring in our Parakeet Party. And let's bring in our stamp. And I'm just gonna add a couple leaves here onto our envelope. This too is an absolutely gorgeous color. I love it. Add some leaves on our insert, and now let's bring in our triple stamp again. All right, I want to add some leaves here. That's probably enough for now. I'll leave it out just in case we decide that we need to fill in somewhere. All right, next is Pale Papaya. And I'm going to take my solid floral, and I'm just going to add some of these pretty little sprinkles. Like that. Hi, Debbie from Hayward, Wisconsin. I love it. Love it, love it. I am so glad you're here. I think we had that little talk last week, like you can join us anytime. All right. So, here are the details for the Pale Papaya, and I have inked up using Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to lay those down on our Pale Papaya flowers. Doesn't this card just remind you of warm weather, like Hawaii almost? That's what I feel like when I'm when I was stamping our sample. Okay, so I think for the most part we're done stamping on here. I don't think I need to add any more leaves. I thought for a minute that I did. I'm gonna just set this off to the side. I do want to bring in our card insert and our envelope before I go too far away with these pretty little pale papaya flowers. And I'm just going to add a little sprinkle of these onto our insert and the envelope, because you know how it goes. No naked envelopes here at Create with Brenda. All right. Ink it up. Stamp it down. You do not have to be exact with those. You get the same look. So those are through, are done. Let's bring this back in. And I don't need my mat anymore, so I'll move that off to the side. I'm going to take, there's like a, I don't know if you know this or not, but on your Take Your Pick tool, you have the pointy end and then you have a spatula end. That spatula end is going to help us lift off these layers by just kind of, you know, just like we do in cooking where you slide across. It just helps move those little glue dots. And now, like I said, this is okay if it sticks or even if it tears your paper a little bit when you're lifting up. It's okay, because we're going to cover it up. I mean, obviously you don't want it to tear all the way through, but see, that one tore just a little bit, but it's going to be okay, because I'll show you here what we've got going on. All right, so here's our pieces, and here's our card base and the 2 layers that I showed you earlier. Okay, so let's take our stamp and seal, and I'm just going to add some seal, and I'm going to center this up on the Orchid Oasis. All right, so there's that layer. Now let's take this layer and add that to this one. And then for this one, we're going to put adhesive. And we're going to put that on the front of our card, just centering. So after I put the initial card here together, I started thinking about, I wonder what would happen if we popped it up on dimensionals. So I'm going to try that on this one, and then we'll look at them side by side and see what we think we like best, okay? And again, today I want you to like, share, and comment, and then I will mail out this card to one lucky winner. Okay, so I'm going to put this down, and I just want to make sure that my Orchid Oasis is covering up that little halo. Okay, so there's that one. And now for this one, when I think about this, I think we want to put, I know we want to put dimensionals just on this side, okay? And we'll do it like this. Take off our backings, kind of working it off in the corner. You guys, I do that all the time. I have nice long countertops in my stamping studio, and I work myself into a little piece of countertop like this once I get everything spread out. All right. Ooh, what have we got? I have been crafting at the cabin all week. Oh my gosh, Debbie, You're so lucky. Nice, nice. Ah, you are crafting with Mary Alice Bellis at the cabin. Yikes. Hi, Carol. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. I've been thinking about you. All right, so the stamp and seal side I'm putting down here. The dimensional side I'm putting there. Now I know dimension is going to be hard to see, but you see how this one's just flat to the card? And you see how this one is raised up with dimensionals? So there we have it. I don't know. I'm kind of liking the dimensionals. Okay, so here's the insert for our card. Do I want my flower? I'm going to do my flower this way. So I'm going to add my stamp and seal. Put this on the inside. And the sentiment says, grateful for the everyday magic of you. So I really think I want to do a happy birthday card. I've got some birthday cards yet to get ready for this month. So I'm just going to add the little happy birthday. And then that'll really draw attention to our pretty flowers over here. And then, of course, we have our matchy-matchy envelope. So here's a question. Do you think that this card needs embellishment? I looked at it and I looked at it and I looked at it and I thought, I don't think it does. I think, good morning, Angie. Oh, yes, Robin, for sure. Give it a try and post your card on my Create with Brenda Crafters page and get in to win prizes. Yes. Thank you, Beth. She says it's a lovely card. You know what, Karen? I agree. I totally agree about the embellishments. I feel like there's enough going on with the stamping and the layering, but I love how this dimensional piece looks on there. All right, you guys, I do want to do one more reminder that Wednesday night, this coming Wednesday, 7 p.m. is mystery stamping via Zoom. I would love to see you there. You can get all the details for your pieces from my weekly newsletter, and I will be posting a reminder on Facebook. Yeah, and like I said, there's 24 days left to celebrate. Celebrate means you get to choose free product with every $50 increment that you purchase. So it's a great time to stock up on cardstock, envelopes, all that kind of stuff, because that brings you, it's anything out of the annual catalog and or the mini catalog. So lots of stuff to choose from, and you get some great free product. I felt like there was one more thing. Oh, there is. So you guys, I have a new team member this week, and she's even on with us. So Angie, yay, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you. And I need one more team member, one more sign up before the end of the month. And then I will maximize my Sale-a-Bration rewards, and you get to be part of a really fun group of women. So anyway, and if you're a guy and you want to join my team, I'd love to have you, because you would be pampered for sure, as well as everybody else. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Debbie, I am so happy you get to celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday to you. And the rest of you, I will see you live. Hopefully, I will see you Wednesday night at Mystery Stamping. But if not, I'll see you live here next Saturday at 9 a.m. Bye for now.